Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my ear, red like my rallies. The president is what I'm destined to be, but Democrats trying to take my life away. Put a hole in my ear, now you gon' see. Put a call into all my security. Better watch where you shoot if you shooting at me, cause they'll come and take your life away. Many men, many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. These wissy Democrats putting money on my head. Better go get your refund, cause I ain't dead. I'm the orange in the fruit bowl that ain't been found. I'm the Republican king, and I ain't been crowned. When I rally, something special happens every time. I'm the greatest, something like America in its prime. I rip the concrete jungle, I ain't never been humble. This race hot, cause I stay ready to rumble. Got a temper, Joe, go ahead, lose your head. I'm crazy, I wrap Camel up between her legs. I walk around, cap on my head, chip on my shoulder, till I've won this presidential race, this be fate over. Many men, many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me, have mercy on my soul. So when my heart turns cold, have mercy on many men, the most men ever. Many men, wish death. When I talk to Melania, she don't say nothing back. If enemies on the block, I just ask where they at in the nightmares. I be leaving Democrats scared. If Don Teflon about beware. We got the feds coming at me with everything that they got. But it's funny how they went quiet when it was Biden's laptop. Do I have to spell it out? The news be always lying. You can't be illiterate, you gotta read between the lines. In the Bible, it says what goes around comes around. They shot me, I stepped up, Joe had to step down. Now it's clear that I'm here for a real reason. Cause if he got hit like I got hit, you wouldn't still be breathing. Many men, so many men wish death on me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me, have mercy on my soul. So when my heart turns cold, have mercy on many men, most men ever. Many men, every single man wish death on me.
Yeah. Many men wish death upon me. You already know what it is, man. We about to get straight to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And you know we're gonna do it like
happening now. The black.
Yeah. Glitch the guarantee. E&E.
You about to get so
shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through on transparency. Heard they self-esteem low, insecurity. Now or never, like Glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch, Niggas got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Put your boys eating it, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Flow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shine the king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business, started feed street blues. What I talk, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated ultras, Rio Fern, Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look lean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pulled the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the VVS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
What up? It's your brother and your brother, Virgil Berry, aka Dr. The Fact. And we here, man. Wednesday night, man. I mean, I said Wednesday night. Monday night, we here, Jack. Yeah, that first video y'all saw was something I found on the internet earlier. You know, Trump said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Right? I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I smell fuckery. But being as that this just literally happened yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna wait till more information come out. Right? How y'all doing tonight? Jeez, what's up, cuz? How y'all doing tonight, man? We all woke up earlier today. We've been awake ever since. It's a beautiful thing. All praises be to the Most High God, Yeshua HaMashiach, for breathing the breath of life in us today. As my man Simple used to say, we got the activity of our limbs, man. Rest in the essence of sinful, man. You know? Woke up today with the activity of our limbs, our minds. You feel me? And we here, man, to make it happen, man. It's a beautiful thing. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You dig? Now, when this came across my desk yesterday, right? I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was kind of shocked. I was like, damn, they're really trying to get Trump up through, huh? Right? But like I said, man, I just sense fuckery. Right? So we're gonna get to it, man. We're gonna get straight to it. Right? Oh my gosh, man. Let's go. Let's go.
And Navy SEAL Jonathan Gilliam. Jonathan, I have been to this area. It's not like a normal golf course that you drive by in your daily travels and you can see the players playing from the road. The entire course is blocked by greenery if you're on a public road. So how did this guy know that he would have a line of sight to the president?
Because I believe he did surveillance. I believe he had somebody telling him or some way to find out what Trump's movement was. When you look at this map right here that you were just talking about, it is surrounded by roads that go right around it, and you step off the road onto the sidewalk and straight into the trees. And
hold on, y'all. We're gonna do some boxing clever real quick. We're gonna box cleverly. Right? We're gonna do some boxing cleverly. Right? Right.
Let's bring in former FBI Special Agent and Navy SEAL Jonathan Gilliam. Jonathan, I have been to this area. It's not like a normal golf course that you drive by in your daily travels and you can see the players playing from the road. The entire course is blocked by greenery if you're on a public road. So how did this guy know that he would have a line of sight to the president?
because I believe he did surveillance. I believe he had somebody telling him or some way to find out what Trump's movement was. When you look at this map right here that you were just talking about, it is surrounded by roads that go right around it, and you step off the road onto the sidewalk and straight into the trees, and there's a fence right there. He picked a location, had time to set up, tie up, and fix ballistic plates to the fence along with a supply bag, a GoPro, and set himself up for the shot. That takes, I mean, if he just ran up there and did it, it would take at least 5 minutes to do that. But he also staged his vehicle so he could get away. So all that occurred in the perimeter in a location where Trump was going to be. And just like in Pennsylvania, it was not discovered. The perimeter was not secured, and this individual was able to go, simply just get out of his car and walk over there. Now, whether or not he staged it earlier, we don't know. But the reality is he was able to set up a shooter's hide and prepare himself for the shot and let the president get within max effective range of that SKS, which is a Russian AK-47. And he could have, if that Secret Service had not have seen him and the president got a little bit closer, he could have taken the president out yesterday.
Okay, so let me tell you what I found wrong with this right here off top. Right, with this guy. What's his name? Ryan Wesley Routh. Ryan Wesley Routh. R-O-U-T-H. That is a Jewish name. You know. Did y'all hear everything that I just heard? So are we to believe that this guy, Ryan Wesley Routh, are we to believe that he has military tactical training and knows how to set up a perimeter, knows how to use ballistic plating and set it up so strategically to where he could be within eye shot of Trump? Are we to believe that this guy, Ryan Routh, are we to believe that he knows somebody in the Secret Service that would give up Trump's location to where he could set up a perimeter, a part of the fence that has ballistic plating, so he can get the perfect shot with a SK? Typically not the kind of gun you would use to snipe somebody with. You know, not saying you can't, but that's not a sniper rifle, right? It's something like an AK-47. Now, what y'all know about ballistics? I'm not buying this at all. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, Jonathan, how do you feel about, what are your thoughts on the suspected gunman? He even spoke to the New York Times recently, and apparently he was on this personal mission to form an army of his own to defend Ukraine, and he even traveled to Kyiv to do just that. And the Washington Post is also reporting that he...
So are we to believe that Ryan Routh got connections in the Ukraine? And this dude went to the Ukraine to recruit what I would imagine Ukrainian leftist sympathizers, to bring them back to America, violently radicalizing them through ideologically based violence, and bring them back to America for what? Did he go out to the Ukraine to train with them? Like, what? I just can't accept it, man. Let's go.
A book last year, and he alluded to the fact that he supported Donald Trump in one of the elections, but regrets it. And there's even one line in this apparent book. He says, "You are free to assassinate Trump as well as me for that error in judgment."
So he wrote a manifesto. I'm telling y'all, these manifestos, man. Let's go.
So what are your thoughts on the potential political motivation here behind all of this?
You know, I think the left, and I say this with all sincerity, I believe the left is a national security threat to this country. I mean, you look at...
Now, I agree with him on that. I personally feel and think that the Democratic Party is definitely a threat to national security. Right? They should all be rounded up and sent to the joint, because down there, all of them are very, very corrupt. Very. And down there, all of them. Let's go. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering.
Everything that they do, whether it is destroying the children's minds in the education system with this gender grooming, whether it's killing the southern border and allowing whoever wants to come over and get handouts from the government, propping up and promoting violence against conservatives. Let's just look in the past few years. The congressional baseball game where Scalise was shot. That individual was a leftist, Bernie Sanders supporter, shot a congressman with the same type of rifle, an SKS. I found that strange. You have the shooter in Pennsylvania. We don't know what his politics were because we haven't found anything from the FBI, that we haven't been told anything. He was able to...
Well, mind y'all, the feds still ain't told us nothing about that young boy who they telling us allegedly shot Trump in the ear a couple months ago. What was the young boy name? All right. What was that young boy's name? What was the young boy's name, man, who shot Trump, man? Thomas Crooks. Right? Young Thomas Crooks. We still ain't heard nothing about that young boy. You know, we ain't heard nothing about Thomas Crooks. The name hasn't been in the news or any of that. Thomas Matthew Crooks. Now, this is something I want y'all to pay attention to, right? This is something I want y'all to pay attention to. Notice these shooters, these would-be so-called assassins, right? Snipers, shoot, whatever you want to call them, man. Notice they always have their three names. Notice they always say their whole entire three names: middle, last, first, and middle, and last name. Just pay attention to that pattern, right? Thomas Michael Crooks is dead. You know, they bodied him. He was what, 19, 20, 19, 20. He was violently radicalized by the internet or by propaganda on the internet. Spreading ideologically based violence, violently radicalizing people. See, this is why I tell y'all need to read HR 1955. This is why I tell y'all need to read that legislation. See, they setting up the demo right in our face. But all of this stuff right here is so much emotionally triggers most of y'all. And I say y'all because it don't emotionally trigger me. It emotionally triggers most of y'all because y'all will look the other way versus looking at what actually is going on. Now, this boy Thomas Michael Crooks was what, 19? My fault. It was 21. 2021. He's dead. They smoked him. They ain't do nothing to this boy, Ryan Routh. All right. Ryan Routh. Let's go.
The AR-15 and get within 130 yards of the president, former president. And then we have this individual using the same type of gun as the individual who shot up the congressional baseball game, gets within 400 yards. So, and all of these individuals, as far as we can tell, at least two of them are far left individuals. Many of the school shooters that have killed numerous children in schools have been transgender, which means they've been confused by the left's grooming policies in schools. There is a major issue.
Make no mistake, that's what it is. Make no mistake, that's what it is. It's grooming. Flat out. It's grooming for lots of reasons, but one of the main reasons it's grooming is because this was being done initially without parents' consent. And in some school districts who actually teach this stuff, they don't need the parents' permission to put such ideology into the to present such ideologies, and I would even dare say program them as well into the minds of their children without their consent. Oh, gee, what happened, man? Got our brother OG in the building. This crazy, ain't it, OG? Now, I don't recall in American history a president thwarting two, not one, but two attempted assassinations. What qualifies Ryan Wesley Ruth to be basically a hitman? I wonder if anybody's asking themselves that question. What type of tactical military training does Ryan Ralph have to where he could even be said to have done this with no proof? Like, come on, bro. This dude look like a straight dope fiend. Straight off of campus, man. Like he smoked dope and dog food. Let's go.
Here that everybody is missing because they're trying to be politically correct, and that is the fact that the left is a national security threat, that these types of actions that are being taken.
Like I said, I agree that the Democratic Party is a national threat to our security in America.
Are not just being taken because this guy doesn't like Trump. It's the basis in which he doesn't like Trump, because Trump didn't support some of his ideals, which are leftist ideals. And that seems to be a reoccurring issue, along with, from an investigative standpoint, these perimeters that are never secured. And it's local.
They're never secured. Ideologically based violence. It is, ain't it, OG? That's what I was saying. Like, hold on. So, y'all mean to tell us somebody try to body Trump again? Clearly, it wasn't public, but it happened in public. Y'all apprehended this guy and found out all this information. I just can't. I mean, I just will not accept that, man. I just won't accept it, man. Because I don't have to. I don't think and or feel that enough evidence has been presented to us to say that this is the guy who did it. Right? The FBI agent, the cop, whoever said they seen the dude, right? I would have to see the surveillance camera of Trump's property. Let's go.
Law enforcement's fault, and it's also the Secret Service's fault. But these individuals are being allowed to get within max effective range of the weapons that they choose.
And that's what I'm saying. And I don't like to be the guy. I don't mind being the guy, but I don't really particularly like being the guy that has to throw the conspiracy theorist hat on. Although I have no problem with doing it. Right? This is very strange, to say the least. And it just doesn't make sense. And that's the point of what I'm saying, though, OG. Like, this dude in the pictures, you know.
And that alone is suspicious to me, and it is unbelievable that can happen to Trump, who's already been shot once, let alone anybody else that the Secret Service is protecting. It's just something needs to change when it comes to securing the perimeters, or else my suspicion is going to continue to go sky high, which it is right now.
And Jonathan, my main concern going forward, one of them, I'm pretty worried that a foreign actor along the lines of what you were saying is going to see how close these two presumably lone individuals got to the president of the United States and say, hey, if we flood the zone with 2, 3, or 4 foreign actors, they could succeed in the mission to take him out. And that is a chilling and terrifying.
I just can't accept this, man. As much as I want to try to make as much sense of this as I can, I gotta admit, y'all, this makes absolutely no sense. Hey, man, I don't doubt it, OG. But are these actual attempts or are they not? Because I'm not going to say I cannot tell the difference. What I'm going to say is I know how these people operate. And I know a lot of y'all might hear a guy like me say that and be like, oh, Robert. I'm just, man, listen. I also not saying there could possibly potentially be some nefarious work going on behind the scenes. But even the way they're telling us this story, reporting this story to us, it sounds like bullshit, man. And shout out to my brother Red, man. And this is what I'm saying, man. We gotta just stop accepting stuff and believing. And shout out to the brother homie Big E too, because he said this too, man. I don't believe anything these people say. I automatically assume and think that they are lying because most of the time that's exactly what they're doing. By they, I mean the lamestream media. I don't believe anything these people say. Yeah, OG, type shit. Now put a number 11 in the chat if you believe this guy in the picture is the same guy that they actually arrested on camera. Because they don't look the same. It is ridiculous, man. I get very. Let me dial back. At times, I can allow myself to become very frustrated, if you would. And I really do be. It's really frustration, seriously though, because I know grown folks ain't this stupid. My man OG put a 12. I was thinking that too when I was watching that. I said, man, hold on, man. XL Pro, what happened, man? We got the homie XL Pro in the building, man. Listen. Violent radicalization. Ideologically based violence. Do y'all see the play? Put a number 11 in the chat if y'all peep the play. Put a number 11 in the chat if you can peep the demo on what's going on here. And it ain't so, but listen, they don't care if it's Kamala in there. They don't care if it's Trump in there. They don't care if it's Tulsi Gabbard in there. They don't give a damn if it's Nancy Pelosi. They don't care who in that White House. Whoever in that White House, they're going to be controlling. Whoever it is. It don't even matter who it is. Could have been Harris. Gopalon. Right? This is wild, man. And they expect us to believe this stuff, y'all. I want y'all to understand that. These people in the lamestream media, they expect us to believe what they're telling us about this. Sad part about it is most of us will. I don't believe nothing these people say. I don't believe anything they're telling us about this story. I don't believe not one bit of it. I don't believe that some random guy who has the wherewithal to travel back and forth abroad somehow befriends. It's too crazy. It's just too wild, bro. But you know, one thing that I've learned in my life is that truth is often stranger than fiction. Yeah, I mean, I'm in that same boat, XL Pro, but I ain't, I'm a proper journalist, so I'm not just going to expound on that because I really don't have a lot of evidence to support that outside of what I know and what we know. But look what they telling us, man. They expect us to believe this stuff, man.
Thought, Jonathan.
Yeah, so thank God the Secret Service. Jonathan, really quickly, we got to wrap it up here, but go ahead. Final thought to you.
Yeah, just one thing.
Now they're trying to rush the homie off the TV screen.
enough people who support Trump and support freedom in this country, they could have gone out and surrounded that golf course themselves. We could do that, either being hired to do that or just going out and saying, you know what, we're going to get a group of people together and we're going to walk around where he's at on the outside perimeter. And you would have done a better job because you would have probably spotted this person. I can't understand why law enforcement isn't doing this. And if Trump wants to hire myself or other people like me, I'm not just saying that to get a plug, but there's people out
as he plugs his business. This guy, what's this guy's name, man?
there that can just do perimeter security, and we would stop.
Jonathan Gilliam, former Navy SEAL. He's not trying to drop the name of his private security company in such a matter as this. You know, let's rewind that a little bit. I can't believe he just said that.
On all of these issues.
Yeah, well, thank God that Secret Service agent on the advance team spotted the gun poking out of that chain link fence. But you are right. The question remains how it even got to that point is a terrifying prospect. Jonathan Gilliam, thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate it.
Law enforcement hired to do that, or just going out and saying, you know what, we're going to get a group of people together and we're going to walk around where he's at on the outside perimeter. And you would have done a better job because you would have probably spotted this person. I can't understand why law enforcement isn't doing this. And if Trump wants to hire myself or other people like me, I'm not just saying that to get a plug, but there's people out there that can just do perimeter security.
He's not mentioning his private security firm to promote his business, but he promoting his security firm to promote his business. You can't make this stuff up, man. Or can you? Or can you? Now, go watch that movie Wag the Dog. You feel me, OG, man? I was listening to the homie Jap earlier, man. Jap said if Trump should just lock in. He got enough money where he could just lock in. He can do campaign ads from the house. At least until the smoke blows over. This stuff is comedy to me, y'all. Let's go, man. Smash that like button, click on that subscribe to the page.
And we would stop on all of these issues.
Yeah, well, thank God that Secret Service agent on the advance.
So he's an ex-Navy SEAL. This, what's his name? Jonathan Gilliam. Let me pull his face up on the screen so y'all can see. Josiah, what's up, baby? What's his name? Jonathan Gilliam. This guy, man. This guy. That's him right here. Jonathan Gilliam. Y'all hit the Jonathan Gilliam. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. And as he makes the statement, the bold statement in front of our face, telling us he's not promoting his business with a shameless plug on being interviewed on a internationally syndicated news outlet like Fox News. He's not plugging his business. You have the nerve to sit up there and say that.
I can't understand why law enforcement isn't doing this. And if Trump wants to hire myself or other people like me, I'm not just saying that to get a plug, right, but there's people out there that can just do perimeter security, and we would stop all of these issues.
Yeah, well, thank God that Secret Service agent on the advance team spotted the gun poking out of that chain link fence. But you are right. The question remains how it even got to that point is a terrifying prospect. Jonathan Gilliam, thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate your insight.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Boo. Boo. See, that's why they got to have us out there. So it's going to be up to us to get this information, man. So we can ask the tough questions.
It is national law enforcement and
all over the TV now, man. All over, we got to be bothered with this stuff right here with an alleged attempt on Trump's life. Alleged, and I do say alleged. No grown person come up, man. Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy, man. I look like he smoked straight dope and dog food and drink laser beer. Drink laser malt liquor. Tall boy. Listen here. I don't believe any of this mess, man. I don't believe any of it. They bring the Navy SEAL guy, ex-Navy SEAL guy out like, okay, he's the ex-Navy SEAL, like, you know. There's really nothing he can add to the table. You know? This is crazy, man. Let's go, man. Let me find another video for y'all real quick. Let me put this on the screen for y'all. Let's go. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Yeah, like he just took a blast from the past. You hear me? Hey, OG, man, do it like he just smoked. That nigga motherfucker hit that pipe like took a blast from the past, Jack. You hear me? Ryan Roof smoke, Ryan Ralph smoke, straight crack. Straight crack. I know a dope fiend when I see him, man. I know a butterhead when I see him, man. Right? Oh, man, that dude smokes straight crack. Like he just woke up from taking a blast. Like I said, like he just took a blast from the past, straight from on the wake up. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Ryan Ralph, the type of dope fiend that come to your crib either late at night or early in the morning, knocking out the door, talking about some, or in my case, ringing the doorbell. Right? You know, get that nigga like $5, $10, and give him a little get on up through. You need. This story is just bonkers, man. For real. Yeah, somebody gave him $100, man. Yeah. How we know he went to jail, man?
Moment they arrested the man they say planned to assassinate former President Trump while he was golfing. And today it's being asked, How did a gunman get that close to the former president just 2 months after another failed assassination plot? Stephen Fabian's in Palm Beach, Florida with the latest.
Walk straight back!
It's the moment Donald Trump's accused would-be assassin is taken into custody. Ryan Wesley Ruth walks backwards, his shirt over his head to show he's not carrying any weapons.
He never said anything. We kept body camera rolling the whole time.
Martin County Sheriff William Snyder supervised the capture.
He was very calm. His demeanor was one I've characterized as consistent with somebody who was on their way to a late church service on a Sunday. Not somebody who just fired at the former president of the United States.
He says Ruth never uttered a word.
Put him in the back seat, handcuffed, kept the door open, just in case he made a spontaneous utterance. He didn't.
Ruth was apprehended 45 minutes after he fled Trump's West Palm Beach golf course, where cops say he lay in wait like a sniper for 12 hours. Authorities say cell phone records show that Ruth was at the golf club at 2 a.m. on Sunday. He simply parked his SUV and walked through those bushes where he set up a sniper's nest. In this exclusive video, you can see how thick the foliage is. His hiding place was between the 5th and 6th holes. It appears to be the same spot photographers use to take photos of Trump when he's golfing. Look how close they can get, about 300 yards from Trump. At 1:30 p.m., a Secret Service agent who was one hole...
Stop. Oh. Let me just do this right here first of all. I'm tripping. All right, just stop, man. Like, seriously, are we really to believe this, man? Seriously? I mean, like, for real, though, y'all. All jokes aside. All jokes aside, man. Oh, man. Are we supposed to believe this, man? And this is what I mean by insult to our intelligence. This is what I mean by that when stuff like this. Right? This is utter poppycock. It's making Secret Service look terrible, man. Look horrible.
Intelligence correspondent Tom Winter. Tom, good morning. Tell us what you know about the suspect now and any possible motive.
Good morning, Hoda. That's the big question, the possible motive. We do know some details about this individual, Ryan Wesley Ruth's past, and he has ties to North Carolina and to Hawaii. He has an extensive criminal history, something that'll definitely be a focus for investigators. He is expected to be charged perhaps as soon as today federally, and that'll be filed in the federal court out of Miami. The big key going forward here is trying to determine what got him to this point. He had posted on social media previously that he had voted, he says, for Donald Trump.
I keep telling y'all, man. I keep telling y'all. What do I keep telling y'all? I'm going to keep telling y'all too, man.
In 2016, but at some point changed his views on Trump. He had traveled to Ukraine in 2022 and expressed strong support for Ukraine in their fight against Russia and their unprovoked invasion of Ukraine.
Tom, is this a kind of a lone wolf situation that investigators are looking at, or do they think others might be involved?
There's no sign at this point, Hoda, that there's any sort of accomplice or somebody that was with him yesterday or traveling with him or helping him out. But the big question, I mentioned that extensive criminal history. Looking at that, should he have been able to purchase this gun? Because it might appear that would be illegal. If so, did somebody sell it to him illegally, or did he ask somebody to buy it for him? That could potentially yield charges for that that individual or individuals. It's just too soon to say that's what they're looking at. Big picture here, looking a week away and less than a mile away from where we're standing here at 1A, the security picture for the Secret Service going forward, it's this exact type of individual that they're so concerned about. And really, how does this election look going forward as these candidates crisscross the country? What will they need to do with their rallies or even on their own personal time, as we saw yesterday, to keep them safe?
All right, Tom Winter. Tom, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today
They
Show
try to
every
justify
weekday at
Jordan
11
Boy.
a.m. Eastern.
That's wild, right? Now, these dudes had a whole hour-long conversation. All right? I'm about to pull them up on the screen so y'all can see what I'm talking about. You did. And let's get to it right now. All right, y'all bear with me. I'm about to pull it up real quick. Pause. Hold on. I keep telling y'all about this legislation, man. I keep telling y'all about this, man. If y'all don't start familiarizing yourself with this right here, you aren't gonna be able to peep the plays and demos at place, man. You did. This is the second time allegedly that somebody tried to melt this dude's face off, right? But somehow he keeps evading them, right? You did. Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Now, these guys had a conversation for what? I don't know, right? I don't know why these guys had an hour-long conversation. Four dumbasses, right? Let's go.
There is no law that could have been passed here that would have apparently stopped this guy because he broke a crap ton of gun laws. As a felon, you're not able to buy any gun.
4 minutes away from killing. How has this happened? If this was a Muslim terrorist or an Arab, people would be asking, where did he get radicalized?
Well, former President Donald Trump has now survived 2 assassination attempts in just 7 weeks. Shockingly, local law enforcement say the reason the latest shooter got within a few hundred yards of Trump is he's not the sitting president.
At this level that he is at right now, he's not the sitting president. If he was, we would have had this entire golf course around him. But because he's not, security is limited to the areas that the Secret Service deems possible.
This is as unacceptable as it's inexplicable. As president, Trump killed the founder of ISIS and Iran's foremost military commander. He's one of the most famously divisive people on the planet. He's also the Republican nominee for president in a febrile campaign that has just a few weeks left to run. And above all, he came within a hair's breadth of dying in a round of bullets just 65 days ago. What else does a former president, maybe the next president, possibly have to do to justify the highest possible level of security protection? Any would-be assassin would have had no problem working out when and where Trump plays golf, simply by monitoring the movements of his enormous motorcade from Mar-a-Lago to his own golf club where he plays most weekends. It's also the most obvious place for an attack, with Trump exposed in the open air for up to 4 hours at a location surrounded by endless places to hide and many access points from public roads.
Many places to hide. Many places to hide, man. Let's go.
That's why I would have assumed that after the catastrophic security failure in July, the Secret Service would have made damn sure that nobody could ever get that close to Trump again. But I was wrong. Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw says Americans should be proud.
Our agency with this real-time crime center was fabulous. That's how we got the guy.
Real-time crime center. Real-time crime center. I keep telling y'all that the smart grid is here. Social credit systems are on the way. They being formatted to fit our society as soon as possible. Now, what is the major behavior you think we as collectively humans do in North America that the system finds a threat? I wonder how many of y'all know the answer to that. If you don't know the answer to that, put a number 11 in the chat if you want me to tell y'all the answer. Put a 12 in the chat if you don't give a damn. Dudes, man. Violent radicalization, y'all. And as I always share with y'all when I share this information with y'all, right? Don't ever forget. Nigga, brethren, sister, the internet has aided in facilitating violent radicalization, ideologically based violence, and the homegrown terrorism process in the United States by providing access to broad and constant streams of terrorist-related propaganda to the U.S. citizens. All right, now let me tell y'all a little bit something. Let me tell y'all something about spreading propaganda, right? Now I'm gonna briefly read through this again, right? Right? Don't ever forget what number 5 says, right? Understanding the motivational factors that lead to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence is a vital step toward eradicating. I want y'all to understand that they want to eradicate this. They want to eradicate individual thought, free thought. They want to get rid of us free thinkers. That's what HR 1955 is all about. Right? How many of y'all sat up there and heard of HR 1955 before tapping in with me? Be honest. Put the number 11 in the chat if prior to contact with my content, you were privy and aware of HR 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. Please put a number 11 in the chat. Right. Let's go.
Started out with, we don't know anything, to where we had a tag, we had a vehicle description, and we got an area where we saw the person. So be proud of your law enforcement.
Spare me the plaudits. The gunman was able to hide behind a chain link fence 300 yards from Trump, armed with an assault rifle and a scope. Fortunately, a sharp-eyed agent walking one hole ahead of Trump spotted the rifle sticking out of the bushes and opened fire on him, causing him to flee the scene.
Now, come on, y'all, man. Like, come on. Like, seriously, y'all. So this dude set up a perimeter spot around the perimeter. Clearly, he had inside information. And he knew where Trump was going to be, or at least he knew the area. So he finagles his way onto the property, onto a cross-section of fences that separate two different areas. He has time to set up his sniper rifle, barricade himself with whatever material it is he's using, Kevlar, Teflon, whatever. Are you? I ain't gonna say we talk. Certain things don't need to be discussed online, man. Right? Violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism. Peep the game, y'all. Peep the play. I'll keep telling y'all, read HR 1955. Number 3, finding number 3. I'm gonna highlight this joint. Right? The internet has aided in facilitating violent radicalization, ideologically based violence, and the homegrown terrorism process in the United States by providing access to broad and constant streams of terrorist-related propaganda to the United States citizens. Are y'all peeping the play? They are establishing the ministry of truth right here in our faces, man. The very system and structure of a system that is going to dictate every aspect of our lives, they're working with it, some of us. I'm not working with it. I'm good. I'm about to learn how to grow my veggies and my fruits, and that's how we're going to rock out. Because this stuff is crazy. Violent radicalization, y'all. I want y'all to familiarize yourselves with these terms, especially when y'all start hitting them in the mainstream media. Let's go.
That agent deserves great credit for potentially saving Trump's life. But the fact the shooter got so close is another abject security failure by the Secret Service, and frankly, a disgrace. The suspect has been identified as Ryan Wesley Ruth. We know he took an intense interest in the war in Ukraine.
Why they always got 3 names, man? Why they always got 3 names, man? Y'all don't think that's strange?
Attempting to recruit foreign fighters to support Zelensky's forces.
You know, we need thousands and thousands and thousands of people here fighting with the Ukrainians. We need, you know, we've got 190 countries around the world, and we need thousands from all of it.
Hold up, man. Hold up. Hold up. This guy, man.
The government's
Proud of your law enforcement.
Spare me the plaudits. The gunman was able to hide behind a chain link fence 300 yards from Trump, armed with an assault rifle and a scope. Fortunately, a sharp-eyed agent walking one hole ahead of Trump spotted the rifle sticking out of the bushes and opened fire on him, causing him to flee the scene. That agent deserves great credit for potentially saving Trump's life. But the fact the shooter got so close is another abject security failure by the Secret Service, and frankly, a disgrace. The suspect has been identified as Ryan Wesley Ruth.
Happen.
Well, there's now a fatuous.
Happen.
And we got an area where we saw the person. So be proud of your law enforcement.
Spare me the
Tell us to
plaudits.
be
The
proud
gun
of our law enforcement, man. Don't tell me nothing to be proud of.
suspect has been identified as Ryan Wesley Ruth. We know he took an intense interest in the war in Ukraine, attempting to recruit foreign fighters to support Zelensky's forces.
You know, we need thousands and thousands and thousands of people here fighting with the Ukrainians. We need, you know, we've got 190 countries around the world, and we need thousands from all of them. If the governments will not send their official military, then we civilians have to pick up the torch and make this thing happen.
Well, there's now a fatuous tug of war to establish his ideology in the court of public.
I just want y'all to see what dude look like, if that's actually even him. Right? This guy's 58 years old. Talking about going to the Ukraine. Strapping up, pause, packing up, then headed to the Ukraine to get in the on the front lines with the Ukrainians against the Russian military. Now, why would we do that? And I ain't talking about just black. I'm talking about why would anybody in America do that? What has the Ukraine done for us to be going over there risking our lives to protect them when their president is one of the most corrupt world leaders on the planet? They're the 7th largest country in the world when it comes to trafficking drugs. The Ukrainians is big into drugs. Y'all ain't know? You ain't know? You ain't know? Y'all ain't know, man. What the Ukrainians done for us, man? Why we about to go over there and risk our lives to help them out?
If the governments will not send their official military, then we civilians have to pick up the torch and make this thing happen.
Why?
Well, there's now a fatuous tug of war to establish his ideology in the court of public opinion. He reportedly voted Trump in 2016, but later backed Nikki Haley, donated to Democrat campaigns, and parroted the view that this election is an existential threat to democracy. None of that matters, though. Ruth traveled to Trump's golf course with an AK-47 and a GoPro camera to film an attempt on the former president's life.
Come on,
he should
y'all,
never
man.
have got anywhere near him.
Like,
The last director of the
man.
Secret Service was forced to resign after the Raleigh assassination attempt fiasco. I believe the new director, Ronald Rowe, should also now be forced to resign. There's too much at stake here. There's been so much talk in this election about democracy, but there's no democracy if the candidates don't survive to face the judgment of voters at the ballot box in November. In a moment, I'll be joined by my first panel, U.S. Air Force veteran and pro-Ukraine YouTuber Jake Bro, the former Navy SEAL, former FBI special agent, host of The Expert Show, Jonathan T. Gilliam, the podcast and radio host, Ben Ferguson. But first, I'm joined by former U.S. Secretary of Defense and CIA Director, Leon Panetta. Mr. Panetta, thank you so much for joining me.
Not Panetta.
It's hard to imagine anything more serious in terms of security around current or former presidents of the United States than the fact that Donald Trump has now had 2 attempts on his life in the space of 7 weeks. What is going on here?
Well, there's no question it raises tremendous concern about security. Look, Piers, this is a country that has an awful lot of guns in the hands of a lot of people, some of whom are mentally unstable. And that's a formula for real trouble. And we've already seen that happen, obviously, with former President Trump. And for that reason, having been a chief of staff to the President of the United States, one of the greatest concerns I always had was whether or not we had sufficient protection with Secret Service wherever the president went. It's pretty clear right now that Trump's life is in danger. And the result of that is that we have to increase the security that's being provided when he does any kind of event or goes anywhere. He's going to need additional security, period.
What is extraordinary to me and to many people, I think, if you look at the two assassination attempts, they both seem to have been in places which would appear to be bleedingly obvious places for potential assassins to be lurking. One on a flat roof, 150 yards in front of a stage where Trump's appearing at a rally, which was unprotected. And now we find that he was lurking, the second shooter, in the bushes at this golf course, the Trump International course in Palm Beach. It was literally where the media go for the best vantage point to take pictures of Trump when he's playing golf. So this is somewhere which, you know, a rudimentary thought process about how to protect Trump when he plays golf. You would think that they would, at the very least, be patrolling the area where the media know they get their best pictures. And yet that's where this guy was hiding. And if it hadn't been for the sharp eyes of a particular agent, then you could well imagine that 5 minutes later, Donald Trump.
Man, I ain't believing that, man. I absolutely refuse to believe this, man. I refuse, y'all, man. It's like an insult to my intelligence, man. What a coincidence. I mean, like, what a coincidence, though, right, man? Come on, y'all, man. What a coincidence. So this guy somehow got the information that the area where the media goes to film shots of Trump as he plays golf at this place, he somehow got information to where this place is at, and he knew exactly where to go. Who is this guy? I mean, it's like an insult to our intelligence, man. Let's go. Smash that like button.
Straight up to that green on the next hole, and he could potentially have been shot dead.
No, there's no question, and the Secret Service agent deserves a tremendous amount of credit for having spotted that individual and actually fired at that person and saving Trump's life without question. But look, we've got to stand back and look at what has been happening in terms of security. These are high-profile people. Their lives are in danger because they are high-profile. It is very important for the Secret Service to be able to provide additional protection, not just for President Trump, but also for Kamala Harris, because it is this is a dangerous period. And so you cannot allow somebody with a rifle to get on a roof and take a shot at the president. That was a terrible mistake. It was something that was inexcusable. And with regards to the golf course, obviously, if you've got an area that has trees and bushes around it, that area has to be looked at. That area has to be able to be monitored on a constant basis to make sure that there are no threats. So, look, there are a lot of mistakes here. There are a lot of lessons to be learned. But we don't have much time here. We only have a few more months to the election. This is a very dangerous period, and it's going to require that both the Secret Service and law enforcement take much better steps to be able to secure those that are running for office.
I mean, in a way, I think what happened yesterday was even more egregious than the first one, because you say lessons need to be learned,
but they've had 7 weeks to learn the lessons of that first fiasco. And I would say that what happened here was even more predictable in the sense that everybody knows where Trump plays golf at the weekend when he's in Palm Beach. He plays at his own club. Everybody knows that you can get pictures of him from a certain vantage point. None of this is hard to predict. We've already had one attempt in his life where he was literally hit by a bullet in his ear, saved by ½ an inch by turning his neck.
Really?
As I said in my opening statement there, the director of Secret Service resigned after the first fiasco. Am I missing something, or should this new director also be resigning?
Well, there's no question that questions need to be asked. There has to be an immediate investigation as to what took place, what kind of precautions were taken. And if they failed to take the kind of precautions that are necessary in this situation, then obviously we've got another head of the Secret Service who failed in his duties to try to provide necessary protection. But look, there's a tremendous responsibility on the Secret Service. Having been there, I've seen the huge responsibility they have.
Hold on, man.
And the result is...
So what, we supposed to play musical chairs? So we supposed to play musical chairs with Secret Service security advisors, or what the hell? Like, and they expect us to believe this stuff, man. Let's go.
The result is going to be that we have to provide additional resources, particularly in light of the fact that we've had not one but 2 assassination attempts on a candidate for president of the United States. That tells me that Congress and the administration have got to step up and immediately provide additional resources to both Secret Service
additional
and
resources.
Get local law enforcement.
Additional resources. This is what I'm going to be talking about on Wednesday. What do they mean by additional resources? Outside of the Secret Service, local policing, what else could be used as a means to protect the president more? Because clearly humans ain't good at it. Did y'all pay attention to what I just said?
Enforcement to also play a bigger role in terms of providing the necessary protection. These candidates are now under siege. We have got to make damn sure that their lives are fully protected because they represent candidates for president of the United States.
But the really concerning part of this, Leon Panetta, is we could have had this exact same conversation the day after the rally shooting. I mean, literally word for word. And what really concerns me is that this is the same candidate, Donald Trump, clearly a massive target because he'd already been shot once. And this has happened 7 weeks later. I mean, you didn't quite want to say the Secret Service director should go, but if you were running the show at the moment and the way that you used to, surely you would think it may be time for new leadership.
Well,
would Panetta be thinking that?
The problem right now is that we need the best leadership possible to be able to not only look at what happened, but also determine what steps are going to need to be taken in order to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And before we start moving people around, before we start making massive changes here, I think it is necessary for the responsible people to sit down and look at what happened and determine what kind of additional resources are going to be needed as these candidates make their way across the country. Look, this is not easy. Let's not kid anybody. This is not easy. You've got candidates running for office. They're going to be at rallies. There are going to be a lot of people attending. It is not an easy job to provide the kind of security we're talking about and put them in a bubble so that they can't even speak to people that they hope will vote for them.
That's what they do for
it's
the
a
vote.
challenge. But the key to that challenge is resources and making damn sure that when they go to an event, steps are taken to look at that area to make sure that it's fully under surveillance, and to make sure that key people are in their places so that these candidates are protected. There's a way to do this, but it's going to take time, and it's going to take resources, and it's going to take tremendous planning.
The problem is we don't really have any of that time because there's only 50 days to the election. Finally, Mr. Panetta, on a separate note, both sides have been accusing the other of inflaming rhetoric to such a degree that it is encouraging crazy people who have easy access to guns, as you noted earlier, to do this kind of thing.
Violent radicalization. Let me tell y'all something about violent radicalization. All right? And I'm about to make a point with what I'm about to say to y'all. Hopefully, what I'm about to say will put some things into perspective for y'all. All right? Because one of the rules of engagement is, to get your enemy or your target to, accuse your enemy of doing that which what you are doing. All right? Now, as the people who run this country back in 2007 was coming up with this legislation that I'll be talking to y'all about called HR 1955. Let me pull it back up on the screen for y'all. Right? When they was coming up with this legislation back in 2007, right? Right? They knew that it would set the tone for the robots and drones. They knew it would. And the reason why I say accuse your enemy of doing that what you are doing is because that's exactly what's happening here. As they say that we can be considered homegrown terrorists, they're the homegrown terrorists. They're spreading ideologically based violence. They're violently radicalizing people. I can prove it to y'all. The term ideologically based violence means the use, planned use, or threatened use of force or violence by a group or individual to promote the group or individual's political, religious, or social beliefs. Is that not what the mainstream media does on a daily basis? Is this not what HLN, Fox, MSNBC, CNBC, is that not what all these people do? Crazy stuff, y'all, man. Right? Violent radicalization. I go over this stuff over and over because it's important, y'all. Violent radicalization. The term violent radicalization means the process of adopting or promoting an extremist belief system for the purpose of facilitating ideologically based violence to advance political, religious, or social change. Is the American government not adopting extreme principles and beliefs? Are they not promoting extremist belief systems with the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda? I'm just asking a question. It's crazy, man. I'm gonna drop the link, man, for anybody want to come up, man, chop it up about this, man. They try to off our homeboy Trump, man. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about Trump, man. I don't particularly like Trump. I don't know Trump. You know, he's connected to very nefarious people. I told y'all I don't trust Elon Musk. Elon Musk is one of Trump's major supporters. I find that very questionable. Trump, Donald. Very questionable and very suspect indeed. It lets me know that Trump really cannot be trusted all the way. Right? Don't ever forget Elon Musk's sole purpose of buying Twitter, and then naming it X, is because they banned Trump. You think them two ain't doing business with each other? Something wrong with you. I keep telling y'all, man, Trump gonna bring in a smart grid, man. Watch what I'm telling y'all.
What's your message to everyone, perhaps, in the American political sphere right now?
Well, you know, having been a part of presidential campaigns, having been a part of my own campaign, you know that particularly as you get into the last few weeks of an election, you know, everybody's juices are running. This is high stakes.
Hey, yo.
And it's not going to be easy for people to suddenly be a little more restrained in the way they speak. But you would hope that as a result of this, not only is there an effort to look at how we can provide better security for these candidates, but I also think it's not a bad idea to talk with the candidates to try to at least make them understand that they have to be very careful about using the kind of language that can engender the kind of mentally unstable people to do what we've seen happen in these last few weeks. So they're going to have to exercise some responsibility as well. But I think it's also true that the American people are going to have to recognize that rather than encouraging the kind of rhetoric that we often see in these campaigns, I think it's not a bad idea for the candidates to spend a little more time, instead of calling people names, to basically talk about the issues that are involved in this race.
Yeah, I completely agree. Neil Panetta, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Good to be with you.
This dude, man. Y'all see how they did that? Y'all see how they slipping the censorship in? I keep telling y'all, man, the ministry of truth is being established right in our face, man.
Okay, we're joined by the panel now. I mean, look, this is not easy, Ben Ferguson, this situation for anybody. But I was staggered in the aftermath of this news breaking yesterday to see people queuing up to salute the Secret Service for a brilliant job because one agent happened to spot the barrel of this rifle sticking out of a bush. When the truth is, if he hadn't spotted that barrel...
Like, come on, are we to really believe that, y'all? This Secret Service agent just happened to have the snake eyes, eagle eye, to zoom in on this man. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is disrespectful now, man.
Sticking out of the bush. President Trump would most likely now be dead. This was a spectacular failure, wasn't it, by the Secret Service?
Yeah, I mean, the Secret Service on the ground, they're incredible people. The Secret Service leadership, they're pretty much worthless at this point, and they should be fired. The second part here that I think needs to be looked at is Richard Blumenthal last week said that the American people are going to be shocked when the report comes out about the first assassination attempt and just the total failure of the Department of Homeland Security and Mayorkas, for example. So he was saying that at the first one. Then he also said in the same interview, he said, I do think things have gotten better since then. In other words, he'd been given assurances from the Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security, that they had made adequate changes. They clearly haven't. What does it take for someone to get fired in the Biden administration is the question that we need to be asking. Is it literally a former dead president is the only thing that gets you fired? There should be lots of people fired today. And the men and women on the ground in the Secret Service that are given a small group of people to protect Donald Trump, it's not their fault this is happening. They did do an amazing job on the ground. The problem is with the leadership peers that is sitting there, and they're basically saying, we refuse to give adequate protection to Donald Trump. So you have to ask the question then, why? Why is it that you didn't learn from the first assassination attempt? Why is it that there's the ability to have another one? You listen to the sheriff, and I'll say this quickly.
Yeah, and this is making us look bad globally too, y'all. And this is how I know this is strategically being done by design. They are piece by piece destroying the image and the reputation of American so-called society as well as the government. That's how I know it's about to get real bad over here, man. This should be indicator that it is a wrap for our country, man. The straight clown show going on over here. Let's go.
The sheriff said, and I'm glad that he was honest. He said, look, once you get to a tree
I dropped a link to it if anybody want to come up.
line, the bushes there, like, we can't see you. He was being honest. We don't have the adequate resources given to a sitting president for Donald Trump. So therefore, this is Russian roulette. If you want to kill the president, there's a very good chance you're going to have a chance to do it. And so they could fix this. And I disagree with Panetta. He said, it takes a lot of time and effort to do this. No, it doesn't, Piers. I worked with Bush in the Bush campaign, and I saw the Secret Service then up close and personal during the campaign, at campaign events, and also at the White House afterwards. It is not hard for them today to spin up a full protection detail for Donald Trump. You want to know how easy it is? Because if he wins the election, and when anybody wins the election, they immediately get that protection immediately on the night of the election. So the idea that they can't do this quickly is a lie to the American people. And I go back to Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat who's not being political on this, when he said it. This is egregious. We spent $7.5 billion to put in 7 electric chargers in this country with the Build Back Better plan of this administration. If we can afford that, you're telling me we can't afford to protect every candidate adequately? This is a question that Congress needs to ask, but they're the ones that are slow here.
Okay.
And this administration needs to fire people.
Let me bring in Jake Bro. I mean, Jake Bro, whatever side of the political divide you're on with this, for Donald Trump to have had 2 assassination attempts in 7 weeks is an absolute disgrace, isn't it?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Whatever is not being done by the leaders of the Secret Service, they should be held accountable. I want to make sure that Donald Trump makes it to Election Day and loses on Election Day at the ballot box. If we had a political assassination of one of the major candidates, this would be a disaster for our nation. This would be harmful to our democracy. So, yeah, I would like to see shakeups at the Secret Service. I would like to see President Trump getting whatever protection he needs to enjoy an outing on the weekend going golfing. This is not, I don't think this is an issue that anyone's really debating.
The shooter here, Ryan Ruth.
Oh, no, I beg to differ. It's a lot of people saying stuff on Facebook like, dang, man. Just like they were saying the first time. The first time y'all was saying, I wish they didn't miss. Goes to show you how morally depleted and bankrupt we as an American society is. Let's go.
Was originally a Trump supporter in 2016. He then became increasingly disillusioned with Trump and then became a full-on anti-Trumper. And a lot of that was driven by his views about Ukraine, and we can come to that a little later. But in terms of what happened here, a lot of people are saying that the rhetoric he was using towards the end on his social media posts and so on was almost directly replicating rhetoric used by Democrat leadership, including that Trump represents a clear and present threat to democracy and has to be stopped and so on. Do you recognize that that is a big problem? That in disturbed minds, if they genuinely believe someone is a clear and present threat to democracy and has to be stopped, that their minds may tell them this is the way to do it.
There are a lot of mentally ill people here in the United States, and they form opinions.
Now, see, this is what I don't like about this whole rhetoric right here. Now they're making it seem like because one idiot decides to get violently radicalized, that means we all going to be violently radicalized. All right? Y'all can't peep the play. What's going on, man? They set it up right in our face, man. And it be pissing me off because, like I said, I know what's going on, man. It's a huge insult to my intelligence, man. You know, you got these people, you know what I mean, not necessarily staging it, although that happens, but creating the environment for certain situations that happen to where they can say plausible deniability or make it appear as if it's random when there's multiple agencies involved with these so-called shenanigans of agendas. It's terrible, man. Very disrespectful. All right. I ain't gonna drag this one out too long, y'all, man. Nobody wanna come up. We're gonna end it at the 1:45 mark, hour 45-minute mark. Listen here, y'all. No weapons formed shall prosper. All right. Now, you know, I know a lot of y'all feel some certain type of way about Trump. I mean, you know, that's you. That's your thing. You know what I'm talking about? I don't feel any type of way about Trump. He is who he is, and he's not really quiet about who he is. He's not shy about who he is, and he's not unapologetic. He's not unapologetic. Or should I say he's very unapologetic about who he is. Right? Let me pull this up on the screen for y'all. You know, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about Trump, man. You know, he's for the most part, he's an honest guy. He doesn't lie to us. I don't want to get started, man. I don't even want to get started, man. I'm going to go ahead and let that die down, man. You know? They body young Thomas Crooks. Why ain't they body this dude? What's so special about him? So we to believe that the dude who saw him lick the shot and missed? Was he trying to hit dude? Did he fire for warning shot? What's the situation, man? We don't know. Right?
Peace.
My man M Rec is live right now. You did. Shout out to Trump, man, for surviving a second attempt on his life, allegedly. You know, it just, Donald, I want to believe that this is what it is, but I just got a feeling it's not. And I've seen way too many holes in this story so far for me to ever think it's not some fuckery involved. You know, high levels of fuckery going on with this situation, man. I'm just speaking for me, y'all. Y'all believe whatever y'all want to believe. Right? Y'all can believe whatever y'all want. I choose to not believe anything the mainstream media says. Because they lie so much, it's terrible. All right? But we're going to get up out of here, y'all, man. You know? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, Jack. Tomorrow night we will be here. You did. We will be here. And y'all know we're going to get straight to it tomorrow. Beautiful weekend of sporting events that happened over the weekend. And you know we're going to talk about this tomorrow, man. You know we're going to talk about this tomorrow. You know we're going to talk about this tomorrow. Boys sit out there and went in there and got out there and got whooped. You feel me? And that's what we're going to be discussing tomorrow. You already know, OG, man. You know I'm going to tear it down, man. Violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, ideologically based violence. This stuff is, man, listen. Y'all got to be able to peep the play. You have to be able to put this stuff together, y'all. You got to be able to see through the fuckery and the scammery and the insults to our intelligence. Because that's really what this whole thing is, y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineer, man. We're going to sit up here and get up out of here, Jack. You did. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man. We will be back tomorrow. You know? You know? We'll see y'all tomorrow. Smash that like button. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineer. You did. We're going to leave y'all with this right here, man.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You really adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
Already, OG.
I didn't see the light until I was already a man.
I got to feel my father's name sound familiar.
Victory has defeated you.
Gotta know your next to speak to the book. Gotta respect the stand we speak on the look.
I see you dream.